You are Locked On Giants Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Bay Area, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Yo, what's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Locked On Giants Postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel. You may know me as the former producer for the Murph and Mac Morning Show on KMBR, and tonight, the Giants got it done in every phase of the game, picking up a 5-1 win over the New York Mets. Logan Webb is a stud, man. No two ways about it. Dude is out there every fifth day, proving why he's not only the best pitcher on the Giants, but the best pitcher in all of baseball right now. And the bottom of the order comes through again. Mike Yastrzemski is all of a sudden one of the hottest Giants at the dish. Big win tonight guarantees the Giants a series win versus the Mets and puts them in position for another series sweep. We will break it all down, but first, I want to thank all of you for watching us on the Locked On Sports Bay Area YouTube channel. If you aren't already subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. Thanks also for listening on the Locked On Giants podcast feed. Make sure to check out the Locked On Giants daily show for more in-depth coverage. Ben Kaspick does a great job. And today's episode is brought to you by Monopoly Go. I admit it, I have a competitive side, and it is a big fan, and I am a big fan of Monopoly Go, the mobile hit twist on classic Monopoly. So join your friends and download Monopoly Go now for free on the App Store or Google Play. First off, I just got to apologize to you guys. We have been having some major technical difficulties over here trying to get this internet to work tonight. So coming to you a little late tonight. My apologies. So I'm a little scatterbrained here, but we're going to make it through the show. You know who wasn't scatterbrained tonight was Logan freaking Webb, man. This dude was locked in, and he is showing you right now why he is not only the best pitcher on the Giants, but for my money, the best pitcher in all of baseball right now. I mean, another shutout for Logan Webb. The Giants don't complete the shutout. They give up a run in the ninth inning, but Logan Webb leaves after 8 shutout innings, 6 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, but so many ground ball outs. Logan Webb was dealing out there 15 ground outs in this game. That is 5 innings worth of ground ball outs. And you tack on the extra, or the 4 strikeouts, it's over 6 innings of work just right there between those outs. That's who he is. It's amazing how we've come to expect this kind of outing from Logan Webb every single time he toes the rubber. He's remarkable, and we got to break down his success this early season a little bit later on. But right now, man, this guy is the best pitcher in all of baseball right now. As of today, right now, April 23rd, 2024, Logan Webb is your number 1 pitcher in all of baseball. Severino got the start for the Mets. He's been really good this year as well. Kind of surprising with the year he had last year in New York. Well, for the other New York squad, for the Yankees, still in New York, just different borough now. He's in Queens instead of playing for the Yankees, and he carried a no-hitter and actually a perfect game pretty deep into this one. The Giants were able to get to him in the 5th inning. Estrada singled with runners on first and second, scores Conforto from second base. Nice base running by Michael Conforto, scratches the first run of the game across. And with the way Logan Webb was pitching, you kind of felt like this was the only break the Giants need. Runners advanced to second and third with the throw going home, put the Giants up 1-0. And then Mike Yastrzemski comes through with a bloop on a jam shot single to straightaway center field, plates 2 more, 3-0 Giants. And that was pretty much all she wrote. Logan Webb, for as good as he was pitching, he had his defense engaged in this one. And that's what you can expect from a guy like Logan Webb. A ground ball pitcher keeps your defense engaged. It's so fun to play behind a guy who pitches like that, because you're never sitting there getting bored in the outfield and standing at like second, third base, just kind of kicking the dirt around, twiddling your thumbs, like wondering what you're going to eat for dinner tonight. Like, you're not doing any of that because you're locked into the game, because you're getting ground balls in play all the time with Logan Webb. And it helps him for a number of reasons, keeps his pitch count down, lets him pitch deep into games. But you saw tonight, Thairo Estrada with 8 putouts on his own at second base, a ton of ground balls going to Thairo in the top of the 3rd. You saw him make a nice diving stop, going to his left in the shallow right field grass. He didn't come up with it cleanly, but he was able to knock it down, gather, take his time, spin, knew his runner was not the fastest guy, and he was able to make the throw in plenty of time and get that out. And that's textbook lesson and why you shouldn't rush your throws over to first base when just knock the ball down in the infield and make a play. And Tyro made it look easy. In the top of the fifth, you saw Michael Conforto get in on the defensive action, make a nice diving catch, racing in from left field, kind of in the gap of left center. If that ball gets by him, that's probably extra bases. Jung-Hoo was trying to get over there to back him up, but Conforto sold out Superman dive. It was a great play, man. I'm not used to seeing a play like that defensively from Michael Conforto. That's a great sign because that means he is healthy. And if that guy is healthy, it changes the Giants as a team. Then obviously that was in the top of the fifth, the bottom of the fifth. The Giants scored those 3 runs. They tacked on a couple more in the bottom of the seventh as Mike Yastrzemski up again with Tyro Estrada in scoring position. And Yaz, a 2-strike single scores Tyro, puts the Giants ahead 4-0. And then Lamont Wade Jr. got in on the action, smokes one to short. Lindor couldn't handle it, glances off his glove and scoots away into left field. Mike Yastrzemski scores 5-0 Giants. The Mets did get a meaningless run there in the ninth inning. The Giants tried to close it out with Rogers, and he ran into some trouble, put runners on base, ended up letting a run score. Duvall comes in and mops it up, earns his 4th save of the season. It actually was a save situation for Camilo Duvall. You saw Club Camilo going up on a Tuesday. That's so fun, that light show, man, where the field looks like it's glowing orange, like almost looks like it's on fire, and he's got the spotlight on him coming out as he does his very cool jog. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone jog cooler than Camilo Duvall does out from the bullpen. He's just so calm. His cadence is just, he's on Camilo time, man. And if you know anything about Dominicans, he's on Dominican time as well. He is so great to have he is such a safety blanket in the ninth inning. Every time he comes in, he's had kind of a rocky start to start the season, but it's been rocky by his standards. He's as sure as it comes in the ninth inning for the Giants. Again, his 4th save of the season, his 73rd save of the year. So you know what that means? You got to grab your Camilo Duvall bobblehead. Let's all do it together. Move the 72 to 73. Let's go. Camilo Duvall, 73rd career save, 4th of the season. In this Giants bullpen, it's unfortunate they couldn't get the 1 run or the 1 inning with the 1 clean inning. It would have been nice to give Logan Webb that shutout notch in his belt. I don't know if Logan Webb could have gone out there for the 9th inning. I'm totally okay with him sitting down in the 9th. In this one, he threw a lot of pitches, and you don't want to wear out a guy like that this early in the season. You want Logan Webb to be able to pitch another 200-plus inning season as he did last year. He had 106 pitches, 75 of them for strikes. If you're over 100 pitches before the 9th inning and you don't have a no-hitter, I don't think it's a bad idea to sit that guy down, especially when you need to get some guy like Camilo Duvall needs to start pitching. Like, he's not getting out there with any sort of regularity. He needs to get more innings under his belt for him to be more comfortable as this season goes on. You don't want to get around the Memorial Day mark with Camilo Duvall still trying to find his form out there. You want this guy to have some outings where he can flex his fastball muscles, touch triple digits a couple times, get that sense of being back out there and dominating on the mound again, of just owning that 9th inning, of getting comfortable in it, taking the shoes off and just making it your own little house right there in that 9th inning, like Camilo does on that mound every night. Not actually taking the shoes off out there, but you know what I mean. Camilo Duvall owns the 9th inning at Oracle Park, and he showed again today why he is so valuable to the Giants. The second he came in, it was just like that Mets rally was done, absolutely dead in the water. So the Giants go on to win 5-1 over the Mets, now up 2-0 in the 3-game series, guarantees the Giants at least a series win. That is very big for this team, who has been trying to claw their way back to 500. With their win tonight, they're 1 game behind, 1 game back from 500, and it puts them in a very realistic shot to end this homestand over 500. You got the Pirates coming up next in a 3-game series after they finish up with the Mets tomorrow in the final game of this 3-game series. They will have an opportunity, if they can win 3 of these last 4, they can jump over 500, and that would be, I think that's totally realistic for them to win 3 of these last 4 games. I think they can get right at least back to 500 by the time they leave. If the Giants have been playing really well, the Pirates who started the season really hot, have been kind of slumping as of late, and the Mets actually were playing really great baseball Recently, they started out the season kind of cold, but were kind of the opposite of the Pirates. They started out cold and turned it on later, whereas the Pirates started out hot and kind of cooled off since. But the Mets were playing really good ball coming into this series in San Francisco, and the Giants have stopped them in their tracks. Keaton Winn and Logan Webb back-to-back nights, giving you really similar results, man. Keaton Winn, ground ball machine. Logan Webb making it look easy. Like, this dude was just, it might as well have been hitting Funkos out there to, and like little league Funko hits to practice ground balls. Like that's what it seemed like out there. Like, Logan Webb was just dealing, man. And the Mets couldn't do anything with what he was serving up at the plate. A great win for Logan Webb, a great win for the Giants, and they are starting to piece some things together. This is actually the first game of the entire season where they have scored 5 runs or more in consecutive games. The first time this season that they have done that. They have been so up and down, where one night they'll look great at the dish. The pitching will be there, but then the next night, it's just, they're just missing an ingredient. Like, this is finally a couple games together where you have all the ingredients of a good win. Defensive plays. Tonight we saw Estrada making tons of sure-handed plays at second base and that diving stop. Conforto making that diving catch in left field. You need defense like this to support your great pitchers. And so you have the defense, check that box. That ingredient's off the list. You look at the pitching. Logan Webb obviously dealt again one of the best performances. I mean, I feel like we've done this show already. Another dominant Logan Webb performance. His best pitching performance of the year is what we said in the last time that he walked out there for a start. He had 7 shutout innings in his last start, 8 shutout innings tonight. So you can check that off the ingredient list too. Great pitching from the Giants. Then you have timely hitting with runners in scoring position, and everybody getting in on the action. Extra base hits. You got the bottom of the order hitting. You got the middle of the order hitting. This is all of the ingredients for a Giants win. You throw it all together in your big bowl. You mix it around. You bake that cake, and it comes out with a Giants 5-1 victory over the New York Mets. We got to talk more about Logan Webb. I mean, can we ever really talk enough about Logan Webb? This guy is amazing. I'm going to explain to you guys on the other side why this guy is my bet to win the NL Cy Young. Stick with us on the Locked On Giants postcast. I am your host, Eric Triple E Engel, and we will be right back. Today's show is sponsored by Gametime. Gametime is now an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets even faster and easier. Prices on the Gametime app actually go down the closer it gets to first pitch. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Gametime takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. I love the last-minute deals where you can save up to 60% buying last minute for sports, concerts, comedy, whatever you're into. Zone deals are pretty sweet too. If you know you want to go see the Giants and you know you want to sit in a specific part of the yard, like maybe the right field wall, or maybe you want to get rowdy in the left field bleachers, you just choose a section and let Gametime choose the seats and save even more cash. And of course, you gotta love the all-in pricing. Make sure to toggle this feature on to show the total upfront with no surprise fees at checkout. I hate surprise fees so much, so this sounds great to me. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download the Gametime app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. And today's show is sponsored by Policygenius. Shopping for life insurance is something that can be overwhelming for many people, and that's why I'm here to tell you about Policygenius. Policygenius is the country's leading online insurance marketplace. It saves you time and money so you can provide your family with a financial safety net starting today. With Policygenius, you can find life insurance policies that start at just $292 per year for $1 million worth of coverage. That sounds worth it to me. Some options offer same-day approval and avoid unnecessary medical exams. Policygenius helps you compare your options from top companies, and their team of licensed experts is on hand to help talk you through it. Talk to a team of award-winning agents who will walk you through the process step by step. This is important because many of you may not be as well covered as you think. Your work life insurance policy may not offer enough protection for your family's needs, or even worse, it may not come with you if you leave your job. Policygenius gives you unbiased advice from a licensed expert support team. They have no incentive to recommend one insurance over another, so you can trust their guidance. Check life insurance off your to-do list in no time with Policygenius. Head to policygenius.com/lockedonmlb or click the link in the description to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much you could save. That's policygenius.com/lockedonmlb. Welcome back to the Locked On Giants postcast. I am your host, Eric Triple E Engel. Tonight, the Giants, man, 5-1 win over the Mets in a game where they did it all. Every single thing that you want to see in a win, they did it. They hit at the plate. They hit with runners in scoring position. Webb dominant on the mound. A Camilo Doval save. I mean, that cool light show club Camilo going up on a Tuesday. And you have great defensive plays all over the yard all night long. This is exactly what you want to see from the Giants. And Logan Webb, man, we got to talk about him some more. Dominant, absolutely dominant over his last 3 starts. He has an ERA of sub-1. Tonight, 49 changeups and 35 sinkers. He was living with that changeup, and nobody could do anything about it. And when you're throwing that many changeups and sinkers, you're not going to get a lot of hard contact. Guys aren't going to be able to lift those balls over the fence very often at all. You're going to get a lot of ground balls, and you're going to keep your defense active and engaged. Tons and tons of ground ball outs. Again, 15 ground ball outs to go with those 4 strikeouts. That's 21 batters retired via strikeout and ground ball out. That is so good, man. That is elite. That is better than good. That's elite pitching. That is best pitcher in baseball type numbers. This guy is so locked in tonight, last week before. He hasn't surrendered a run in 2 consecutive starts. He is so good at limiting these pitches so that he can go deep into games through. He's an innings eater. We saw 200 plus innings from him last year. He's gonna probably do it again this year. I mean, as long as he stays healthy, barring injury, Logan Webb's gonna have 200 plus innings again this year. Going to soar by that number. He led all NL Cy Young finalists in innings pitched last season, again finishing second in Cy Young voting last year. And he's the first pitcher this year to log 4 starts of at least 7 innings. I mean, I don't know what more you need, what more proof you need. Go bet on Logan Webb to win the National League Cy Young right now. I mean, go to pull up the FanDuel app and put the whole house. Not really. Don't bet your whole house. I'm not going to advise you to do that. But for as much as you're willing to bet right now, put that on Logan Webb to win the Cy Young, man. I am telling you what, this guy, this is his year. He gets stronger and stronger every single year. And this is no different. He has shown you everything that you want to see from your ace. I mean, this guy is, like I said, I think the best pitcher in baseball. Again, the first pitcher this year to log 4 starts of at least 7 innings. He is a workhorse, an absolute workhorse out there on the hill, and nobody knows how to hit this guy. He's been doing the same thing since he got called up. Logan Webb has never been a big strikeout guy. He's always been a ground ball guy. This has always been where his bread and butter is, how he makes his money is getting ground balls to 4-3 putouts or 6-3 putouts, sometimes 5-3 putouts too, but he's really getting a ton of weak contact back up the middle and letting his defense behind him eat. And that's exactly what Tyro did tonight with 8 putouts on groundouts to second base. That's crazy. That's more than a lot. That's more groundouts going to one position than most guys get in one game. Like if you get 8-9 groundouts in a game, that's a good outing. Like if you're a ground ball pitcher, that's pretty good. We see that from Keaton Wynn a lot. And we'll give him credit when he has games like that too. 15 ground ball outs from Logan Webb tonight. That is crazy, man. And this guy is so locked in. He looks like he's straight out of the 90s or the 2000s. Logan, the killer whale Webb, coming out here and just mowing dudes down. In the way he pitches to contact keeps these innings down. So he's going to continue to be able to go out there and pitch deep into games. He's not reaching back and trying to throw 100, so you don't have to worry as much about these arm injuries that happen with all these really hard throwing guys who are, throwing sweeper pitches at 93, 94. You look at Camilo Doval, that's a lot of wear and tear on an arm. especially if you're trying to do that over 200 plus innings in a season. Logan Webb doesn't have to worry about that. You look at the rest of the top pitchers in baseball, guys that are held up like that, these are all guys who have really high velocity. Logan Webb is the unicorn of the group. He is the one who is still pitching like it's 1999, pitching to contact, getting ground ball outs. And my God, how fast do Logan Webb games go? I feel like this game was like almost sub 2 hours. It was so close to just getting in and out. I mean, this is a great outing from Logan Webb. I can't get behind his choice of basketball teams. I mean, it's a bummer that he's got to be a Kings fan and a Raiders fan on top of that. My God. But you love the guy anyways. At least he's on the Giants. This guy has been so good for them since they brought him up. I mean, he's been so effective since they brought him up in his rookie season. I don't know what else to say about this guy, man. The fact that this was even like a discussion a couple weeks ago about whether or not this guy is a quote true ace or not on MLB Network is laughable. Look at what he did last time he went out. Look at what he did tonight. You still have any questions about if this guy's an ace or not? I know us Giants fans don't, but my God, the national media can make some stupid narratives sometimes, and that's got to be my vote for the stupidest narrative of this entire baseball season so far. Logan Webb, is he an ace or not? Oh my God, have you watched a baseball game? Have you watched a Giants game in the last 3 years? I mean, is anyone else out there getting a basketball jersey, a baseball player getting their own basketball jersey as a giveaway item? I mean, I still need to go find me one of those. If anyone's got one of those Logan Webb basketball jerseys, hit me up on Twitter at Eric_Ingle. We can do some negotiating for one of those. I need one of those to add to the collection. Webby, a gem tonight, an absolute gem. Like I said, take all the money that you have for your betting purposes, anything that like I slot away my gambling money is like, this is fun money. Like I plan on, you don't want to bet more than you can lose. So this is just entertainment money. And if I spend it and I lose it, oh, well, it was entertainment money. You know what I mean? So like, however big your entertainment money fund is, take that whole damn fund and put it on Logan Webb to win the National League Cy Young. This guy is, I mean, just a workhorse, a stud. He's everything you want in your ace. And for my money, he's the best pitcher in baseball right now. Bar none. Stick with us on the Locked On Giants postcast. We got to talk about Mike Yastrzemski as well, who's all of a sudden hitting really, really well at the dish. Came through for the Giants tonight again. Picked up a ton of RBIs, batting in the 8-hole, 3 RBIs. Mike Yastrzemski, we got to talk about it and give him some flowers on the other side of the Locked On Giants postcast. Stick with us. I'm your host, Eric E. Ingle. We will be right back. We've all been there, either as a player or a fan. It's halftime and the scoreboard is not looking good. You're feeling low and not sure if you or your team can pull out a win. That's when you dig deep, lift your head up, and say to yourself, time to get back in the game, pull off some bank heists, and take as much of my friends' money as I possibly can. That's right, the smash hit mobile game Monopoly Go lets you compete with your friends to get the most riches and the biggest empire. It's the Monopoly you love, but on your phone, anytime, with tons of new twists, including leaderboards to compare your progress to your buddies. There's so much to do. Play on countless dynamic Monopoly boards, make your friends bankrupt by smashing their landmarks with a wrecking ball, charge other players rent for your iconic properties. You can even work with your friends to crack open community chests and in tournaments to get extra rewards and climb up the leaderboard. So get back out there, put on your game face, and download Monopoly Go, now for free on the App Store or Google Play. Welcome back to the Locked On Giants postcast. Tonight, the Giants 5-1 win over the New York Mets. Logan Webb, as we just talked about at length, just a phenomenal outing from him. Go, if I wasn't just abundantly clear in that last segment, go put your money right now on Logan Webb to win the National League Cy Young before this line moves. Go to FanDuel right now, do it. But the Giants, it wasn't just pitching. I mean, we've seen great pitching from Logan Webb all season long. What we haven't seen is Mike Yastrzemski hitting well. I mean, this guy has become one of the hottest Giants at the dish. Only 4 strikeouts in his last 10 games. It's a sign that he's seeing the ball really well. Another 3 RBIs in this one. I mean, he had the home run. Recently, in the game before that, he almost hit another home run. He hit a ball hard off the right field wall. He has been barreling the ball excellent lately, seeing the ball really, really well. That batting average, which was under 100 for a while, is now climbing back over 200. He's almost over that Mendoza line. He's creeping back up to being, someone that looks like a serviceable player when you look at his stat line. But 2 hits, a run scored, 3 RBIs. Mike Yastrzemski really coming through for the Giants in this one. And every single RBI in this game, with the exception of the Lamont Wade Jr. RBI, came from the bottom of the order. Thairo Estrada had a ribby too. He had 2 hits. Yastrzemski had 2 hits. When you have the bottom of the order producing like this, it changes how people pitch to your lineup. I mean, pitchers are going after Soler and Conforto and Chapman because they're not afraid of the guys at the bottom of this Giants order, but that's changing because these guys, one, are going to start hitting. Soler, Conforto, Chapman, Conforto had another nice night tonight. 2 more hits for him, a run scored, his batting average now 281. He's been great all season long. If Conforto can stay healthy, he is going to be a great contributor for the Giants at the dish. But the bottom of the order is really the story for what's been happening. I mean, Nick Ahmed had a great series against Arizona. Tons of RBIs in that one for him. Mike Yastrzemski now being consistent at the plate, one of the most consistent Giants hitters. Thairo Estrada doing the same thing, coming up with big hits a lot lately in this homestand. And credit Bob Melvin because he stuck with a lot of these guys who were slumping. And I came on here and said, time we go call up some guys from the farm. Give me more Tyler Fitzgerald. And I'm willing to eat the crow. I was 100% wrong on that take. Mike Yastrzemski needed to just wait it out, and credit Bob Melvin for sticking with his guys and trusting to quote the 76ers, which I hate quoting because how did that work out for them? But they trusted the process in getting out there, letting Yaz develop. I mean, this guy he's not like a terrible hitter. He's been one of the Giants' better hitters ever since he kind of, had his resurgence. I mean, he came up late in his career as a very old rookie, but he's been great for the Giants. It was his bat that really propelled him into a lot of Giants fans' hearts early on in his career. He was, when the team was desperate for a hitter, he was kind of the only guy in the lineup who gave you anything to root for. But recently, it's been the defense. I mean, the defense has always been there. He's been great defensively his whole career, but that's what's kept him in the lineup. And he is now rewarding the Giants with clutch RBIs. I mean, one of those RBIs was with 2 strikes. And do you remember earlier in this season what Mike Yastrzemski looked like with 2 strikes? This guy was up there just guessing. Like, he'd go up there and swing at a pitch like 2 feet outside of the strike zone and then take the next pitch right down the middle for strike 3. This guy looked so out of sorts in the beginning of the year. Clearly could not see the ball. Again, just 4 strikeouts in his last 10 games. He is really locking in at the plate, seeing the ball really well, being able to even just muster RBI hits on jam shots and muscle the ball out into center field. Like, earlier in the season, that's a ground out for him. And some of it's luck. Yeah. Some of it is these balls are finding holes, but a lot of it is just hitting's contagious, man. And once you start, you keep rolling. And that's the 2 biggest things that you can't measure in baseball: momentum and chemistry. And they're contagious, man. And that's 2 things that this Giants squad seems like they got right now. I mean, they are building something here in San Francisco, out there at China Basin. They are stringing some wins together. By the end of this homestand, they could be on a heater and take that momentum and carry it into their next road trip. And if the Giants are able to put together a winning road trip after this nice homestand, if they keep it up, this is going to be great positioning for the Giants. Early season positioning. They're able to keep it close in the National League West with the Dodgers sputtering as of late. And it's April. You can't be too worried about the standings, but you also don't want to fall too far behind. You don't want to dig yourself too big of a hole to climb out of. You don't want to be playing catch up all season long. In a lot of these NL West teams that aren't the Dodgers, you're probably going to be competing with 4 wildcard spots. So you got to make sure that you're keeping pace with the Padres, the Diamondbacks, all these other teams. I mean, the Giants seem like they got something going. Again, this is the first time consecutive games of 5 or more runs that the offense seems like it's really coming together. The bottom of the order is finally hitting, doing something. The middle of the order and the top of the order need to start hitting with power. If we could get some more power from the middle of the order, from Jorge Soler, Matt Chapman, Michael Conforto. Conforto did have a couple hits tonight, but if we could get some more extra base hits from those guys, that would be great. Tyro with a 3-bagger tonight, man. The bottom of the order is just carrying the Giants offensively right now, and I don't know how long that will last, but you eventually need the middle of your order, the top of the order to start hitting. But for tonight, man, we'll take it. 5-1 Giants win. Logan Webb is a stud, man. Again, go put all of the money that you possibly can go manage to bet right now on FanDuel. Lock it in. Logan Webb, National League Cy Young winner this year. This guy is the best pitcher in all of baseball right now, and there's no chance he slows down on the hill at all. Barring injury, this guy is going to continue to be an animal every fifth day and go up there and just eat opposing lineups and just mush them and churn out ground balls like the ground ball machine he is. Logan Webb, I'm calling it right now, on April 23rd, NL Cy Young winner this year. That's about all the time that we got for you guys today on the Locked On Giants postcast. Giants win 5-1 over the Mets, a complete win that showed the Giants showed defense, hitting at the plate, 2-strike hitting with runners in scoring position, and of course the Logan Webb dominant display on the mound. Thanks for joining us on the Locked On Giants postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel. We will see you guys next time. Peace.